going to call me bitch-ass Chad Holloway, say that Poker News has an agenda and we're trying to ruin them, but we're not making shit up, man. You got a judgment against you. You're winning money. You're not paying it back.
It's the Poker News Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 888th episode of the Poker News Podcast. I am Chad Holloway, joined by Kyna England and Mike Holtz at Level 9 Studio in Las Vegas. We've got a good show for you. We're going to talk murder, or at least attempted murder. Maurice Hawkins is back in the news, of course. New poker room coming to Las Vegas, the second largest Bad Beat Jackpot in history. Recent tournament winners, including from the Irish Poker Open. And this is episode 888. 888 poker. There's a connection there, hence my patch, hence what's on the table there at the studio. So I'm going to end this with an interview with 888 Poker's Nick Eastwood. Let's just jump into the big story. I teased it. It's attempted murder. This is a story that Poker News has been covering for the better part of, I want to say, 2 years. And that is in Michigan, a WSOP bracelet winner who was, I guess, charged with brutally assaulting his wife in 2022, ended up, he was awaiting trial and has now pled guilty. While he was awaiting trial in 2023, July of 2023, he won a bracelet online in WSOP.com. So he's out on bail, he's in Michigan, and he wins a gold bracelet. Mike, we kind of said off the air, though, like, I mean, this is one of those, I think this is before Michigan was in the merge market.
Sure,
so
yeah.
like it's a smaller field. And I know you, like many others, don't have much respect for that.
Fake slit.
A fake slit?
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were talking about those last weekend in the Lady Boys. Anyway, what were we saying? Bracelets? Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it was in a turbo $500 event on where it was only Michigan. I mean, it's cool. It's a bracelet. You know what I mean? Like it is, but at the same time, like this guy's not like a poker player. He won like a $500 turbo event in my mind. I don't know. It doesn't say like, yeah.
Won a bracelet while on house arrest. That's a new thing.
Yeah, I mean, you hear these stories about people winning rings or bracelets while they're out to eat and things like that. This is certainly a unique one. The gentleman's name is Rudy Gavaldon. He's awaiting sentencing right now, obviously going to go away for a long time. And it stems from an incident that occurred back in, let's see, I think it was March of 2022. So he was apparently on hallucinogens.
He ate a bunch of mushrooms.
He ate a bunch of mushrooms.
Yeah, he ate a heroic dose of mushrooms.
We're so good at butchering words on this show.
Hallucinogenics.
Yeah. Oh, good job.
I said it at first, and I thought, no, I don't think that sounded right.
It didn't sound right. I don't know. It could have been right. No one really knows.
Hallucinogens? Is that a word
there you
too?
go.
That's also a word.
Yeah.
That's also a word.
So what happened was, he's 38 years old. He's married. He has a wife, Lara Gavaldon, and she's been documenting and sharing this on social media, on Instagram, sharing her experience because it was quite a violent attack. So he was essentially flipping out, and on these substances, and she tried to calm him down. She called for help, but they basically, I can't remember what the exact reason was, but like, help isn't coming anytime soon, try to keep him calm. And that's what she did. And he just flipped out and attacked her. And she ended up losing an eye. She was med-flighted. It was a very, very serious, battery, and a very unfortunate situation, because by all accounts, they were your Midwestern happy couple by, from the outside looking in, at least, with the family going on. And it's just, I don't know, when I read this story, when I seen the ending coming here where he's going to get sentenced for a long time, it just was a reminder to me of how precarious life is and how quickly just one bad decision can make. Now, obviously, I don't think he set out like, I'm going to do this. He was under the influence, but even still, that's no excuse. They'll take it into account. But I don't know. And we see this sort of stuff all the time, right? In life in general, but the poker world's not immune to that. I mean, you guys have certainly seen stories where people are making choices that ruin their lives. Maybe not to this extent, but certainly there in Las Vegas.
I mean, it definitely is sad and scary too. Like I don't know if it sounded like he just flipped out and just, beat her up. And that's just the fact that somebody can change and do that to another person. It's scary. It's a sad world. It's scary. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I think the guy ate like way too much mushrooms. Obviously, I don't know if anybody who's watching this ever eaten mushrooms before. I haven't, cough. But if I had, I imagine that if you eat a crazy amount of them, it's probably not good for your brain / perception of reality.
Yeah.
So you've I mean, I've heard of this before. Like, remember the whole bath salt thing that was going on where everyone's eating each other's faces in Florida and all that stuff. So like, yeah, I mean, I certainly could see how if you eat a shitload of mushrooms, that reality's warped and you don't know what's going on or whatever, and you literally turn into a psychopath who's, trying to murder people. It's crazy. But yeah, the moral of the story is don't do that. Do not eat that much mushrooms. And yeah.
He was charged with assault with intent to murder. There was a habitual offender charge that is going to be dismissed as part of him pleading guilty. And as I said,
habitual offender.
Yeah, so that, from what I believe in his history, there was another domestic dispute.
Oh wow! So he did have a history
so
of it.
so a wife beater. Yeah, okay. So this guy sucks.
Yeah,
I take back everything I said about the mushrooms. I don't think they had anything to do with it. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
Who knows?
I'm sure they exacerbated the situation, if anything. But it's a weird one because, like, in poker, we always try to put a positive spin on stories for trying to look for the best in people, like when they win a bracelet or they have their moment in the sun. But throughout poker history, there are bad guys who have done or who have won things, right? People back in the early days of the WSOP, what we might glorify them now, and I won't name any names, but like they were cheaters, hustlers. Benny Binion was a murderer, convicted murderer from his days in Texas. So it is, poker's got a reputation for a reason, but this is one of those situations where this isn't because of poker, but because he won a WSOP bracelet while he was out on bail, on house arrest. Hence, kind of this story. But let's move on. Speaking of bad guys, Maurice Hawkins. We got to talk about him again because he's back in the news. It was his former backer got a judgment against him. We've talked about this story before. I think this story, I first reported on it back in 2019, and then there were updates. And of course, the very first episode we did of the PokerNews Podcast with you two as co-hosts, we talked about this. We talked about Maurice Hawkins. You guys remember that?
Yeah, of course.
We always talk about Maurice Hawkins. Leave him alone, bitch ass Chad Holloway. Just kidding.
I was gonna say, do we ever talk about him positively? I guess when he wins,
there's been some I've just kept it real. I've always kept my feelings real about the situation. Like most of the stuff he does sucks. Some of it seemed like he was like turning a new leaf, but obviously not. I mean, dude, those text messages are crazy. Trying to get $18,000 for those Rolexes is wild. I don't know the exact number on the Rolexes, but they look like 36 millimeters. There's no way those are worth anywhere near 18K. Not paying people back. The guy's a scumbag, man. Like, it's obvious. We all know it. Everyone knows it. He's just, that's how he rolls. You know what I mean? And it is what it is.
Yeah. So Randy Garcia took to Twitter, basically giving an update saying that a year ago, he was promised Maurice Hawkins was going to pay $30,000 back and needed some time. Ultimately didn't. I actually messaged with Randy Garcia. He said Maurice has paid, I want to say like $6,000 here, by paying a few hundred here and there over the last several years, which as I tweeted out then.
I'm sorry, I apologize, but you just text messaged him and he said that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple days ago, as this story was breaking. So, and then I tweeted when he went public with this in terms of rates. So there was a judgment against him. There is a judgment out there awarded to Randy Garcia against Maurice Hawkins in the amount of $115,828, and that was several years ago. I think in 2022 or 2023.
Why can't they put a lien on like his winnings and stuff?
So they can, and that's what Randy is hoping to do, to put some sort of lien on it. So whenever he goes to cash at, say, the World Series of Poker this summer, anything he wins would be put towards this settlement. However, that is a lengthy process. You do have to find a lawyer. Veronica Brill did this with Mike Postle, if you remember. And so I understand that Randy Garcia is looking to do that. He told me he has reached out to some lawyers and is hoping to do that for the summer. I was going to say, like, what drives me nuts about this, and I've said it before about Maurice, is like Maurice is a good poker player, clearly, and he wins. There's no doubt about it. We report on it. In 2023, he won $577,000, according to the Hendon Mob. In 2024, that was $853,000, and he's almost He's already won almost this year $300,000. And this court judgment, $115K. Like, look, I know he's probably got backers and other people he's got to pay. But I honestly think this is a situation where, like, man, you just go to Randy and say, you know what, let me just give you $50K. We'll call it even. At this point, Randy probably would say yes. I don't know that he didn't tell me that. I'm just speculating. But like, get this off your plate and then start rebuilding your brand, your image. You started a training site, which we, reported on the Poker News podcast. Like, with this stuff hanging over your head, I know he's just going to get uppity. He's going to call me bitch ass Chad Holloway, say that Poker News has an agenda and we're trying to ruin him, but we're not making shit up, man. You got a judgment against you. You're winning money. You're not paying it back. I don't know.
I mean, it's pretty
Mike, you might have said it best.
Yeah, it's pretty black and white there. Like, I mean, you have a judgment. You owe this guy money. Just pay him back and get rid of it. Like, what you do after that, yeah, like start a new reputation. Start over. I paid this guy off. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, it does. He does seem like he thinks that we're coming at him, and it's like we're not really coming at you, man. We're just saying things that are happening, right? Like, there's nothing. We're not making shit up. I don't think.
No, I don't think it's coming out. I mean, like, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's the Poker News podcast reporting on the news. The news in poker right now is Maurice Hawkins again stiffing people that he owes money. So, I mean, I don't know. It just is what it is. It's got to be talked about.
Well, I think he got a bad rap, too, for that hand that was reported wrong or whatever, too. And, we gave him the benefit of the doubt in that one. Maybe he really didn't see it, right? Like, that wasn't like a super scummy thing. If you didn't see it and you didn't say anything, But clearly when you owe somebody money and you have a court order, I don't know why this guy couldn't get a lien like sooner than that, though. It seems like not a big deal thing to do. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah, and there's been people who chimed in on social media and like the threads saying like they played with Maurice recently, who was saying, he's got all this money or he's winning so much money, but he's never going to pay this guy. Like it's hearsay, but I heard it from a trusted source that he says, he's never going to pay it. And it doesn't surprise me just given how, Maurice is. And, but, I guess, it's up to Randy now. Like, and I told Randy this too. And like our exchange is like, this is a fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me sort of thing. Like the dude keeps promising you he's going to pay you. The dude keeps not paying you. You're kind of the fool in this matter. Just go out, find a lawyer and, garnish those winnings if you can. And, if he's able to do that during the WSOP and Maurice still chooses to play, it's not, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Maurice has another big 6-figure score or something. And then it gets taken care of. But we'll just have to wait and see. I told Randy to let me know. I said, if you get that, that garnishment order in place, let us know. So we'll have to see it. We'll have to see how Maurice responds to this, if he even does. And, maybe I'll have a new music video come next week.
Yeah, and until next time, Maurice, we'll see you later.
All right, let me thank our sponsor for the Poker News podcast, and then this is the WSOP free-to-play app. I was on earlier today doing the daily blitz. You can do it once a day. It's where you get presented with 2 hands and a board, and you got to choose the winning hand. The clock is ticking. It sounds easy, but it really isn't. And it's a lot of fun, though. Check it out, video poker as well. And also, the World Series of Poker is fast approaching. And I recently did an interview with Jason Alexander of Seinfeld fame, who actually represented the WSOP free-to-play app. And in that article, he shared his tips for the World Series of Poker. So check that out. I will link to it in the show notes. All right, let's talk a positive story, something I always love reporting on because it's pretty rare, and that is when a poker room opens up in Las Vegas. This is going to be taking place at Planet Hollywood. I think we teased it last episode, but I have a special place in my heart for Planet Hollywood. That's where I used to grind on my days off of the World Series of Poker when I was kind of an up-and-coming reporter, many times playing the Goliath series over there. And they're going to go up to the mezzanine. And we sent Connor Richards over there because they were kind enough to give us a little behind-the-scenes tour. Check it out. All right, so they got a little look at where the poker room is going to be. It's my understanding they're going to try to open up before the WSOP, sometimes near the end of May. I'm definitely going to go out there and check it out this summer. Kyna, I'm sure you will. Mike, maybe not, but are you guys at least excited that there's another poker room opening? It's usually poker rooms closing in this day and age.
I'll be there before you guys. I'm going to play the Chainsaw Mix series of poker, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Is that where it is?
Mm-hmm.
For real?
It is.
Yeah.
The third annual Chainsaw Mix series of poker.
It starts
CMSOP.
May 12th or May 16th. I can't remember. One of those days.
May 12th through the 20th.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
All right, I'll check it out too. Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. There's a new room. It's in a party hotel, right? Like some of these hotels, you think more on the lines of like, you get a cheap room. You can see big groups of people go. They're clearly like tourists on vacation. Those are fun people to play poker with sometimes. So, excited for them. Hopefully they, get. I don't know. I'm just like stumbling over my words today. Good luck setting everything up. That's what my brain was trying to say.
There you go.
More Red Bull.
Let's talk another positive story. But let me start it off by asking a question. Have either of you ever been a part of a Bad Beat Jackpot?
Won it? Like, no.
I know. Just like I've never gotten a piece, even a room share or a table share of a Bad Beat Jackpot.
I have like stories about missing them, but no, I've never.
Yeah, one happened to the table next to me at Baltimore Horseshoe. I don't think I got a table share, but maybe I did. I can't remember, but it was like so screwed up.
Yeah, well, there was a $1.81 million Bad Beat Jackpot that recently hit. That makes it in a 1-3 game, 1-3 no limit hold'em game. It was inside Canada's Casino du Lac Lémy in Quebec. And it was the second largest Bad Beat Jackpot in history. The largest being, $1.87 million. So $600,000 difference. That took place in August of 2023 at the Playground, also in Quebec. And so, let me see what the hand was. It was
Canadian dollars.
No, that was U.S. dollars.
Oh, wow.
I did the math for you guys. So it was quad tens lost to a straight flush, and the board was 9 of spades, king of clubs, 10 of clubs, and jack of clubs on the turn. Somebody had queen of clubs, 9 of clubs, and then the case 10 on the river. Somebody had the 2 red 10s in the hole, and Bad Beat Jackpot time. So 40% to the loser of the hand, the pocket 10s, 20% to the winner, 20% to those at the table, and then it looks like the other 20% to the rest of the room. So
room share, that's so nice. Yeah, no, like I've seen them happen like twice, and there was no room share just at the table next to me.
Yeah, $726,000 to the losing hand. But here's a great story, fun story. Here's my qualm with it. John Sofin wrote the article for us. Had a hard time finding information about this. I think he had to go to Reddit to find a couple photos that were taken from somebody who was in the room. Like if you are a poker room and you have a huge Bad Beat Jackpot, you need to be ready to promote the shit out of that when it hits.
Yeah.
At least put the pictures on social media, for God's sake.
Right. You're welcome, Casino, for John Sofin doing so much research.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for John.
Thank goodness for John. So. Well,
meanwhile, the people at the casino who rigged it are like, "Shut up, John. Just keep this under wraps, man."
Well, let me give a shout out to another one of the sponsors of the PokerNews Podcast, and that is WPT Global. They are having their 100K guaranteed Golden Bounty Championship. This is a weekly phase MTT that lets you battle for a massive 100K prize pool for just $25. There are day one flights Monday to Sunday. Make it through the field, and you can play on the final day, which is also on Sunday. 50% of every buy-in goes straight to the prize pool. Unlimited day one entries, and you can take multiple shots. Best stack forward to day 2. If you're looking for a low buy-in, high reward tournament, this is it. Don't wait. Jump into a day flight today. That's WPT Global. Check it out on PokerNews.com. All right. Speaking of WPT Global, it is time for recent tournament winners presented by WPT Global, starting with Christian Harder. Christian Harder over in Korea. Did you see? He won 2 titles in Korea.
Yeah, he almost won a third.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, what the hell is Christian Harder doing in Korea?
I saw the stories, and my first thought was, why the hell am I not in Korea right now? What the fuck is going on over there? That shit looks great.
Because you got dogs, Mike. You got dogs.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that giggles a little when I hear people say his name?
Charter. Christian's Harder.
Christian Harder.
Because you think of
Christian Harder. No, it's just like
it sounds like what you're saying. I've never thought of that before.
I don't know how you could interpret it anywhere else.
That is absolutely not how I'm interpreting it, and maybe the ladies know. Okay, all right.
Okay. Yeah. My bad.
Congratulations, Christian.
That's my boy.
Yeah, he took down, let's see, it was the Korea Cup at Landing Casino. Took down a tournament for $80,000. It looks like this guy who finished runner-up got $83,000. So what was going on there? There must have been a
little chop action. Yeah, they did a heads-up deal in one of the tournaments. I know that I saw.
Yeah, I gotcha. But yeah, I mean, congrats to Christian Harder over there. I'm just used to seeing him here on this side of the pond, but getting the job done.
Another Maryland
at the Korea
boy.
Poker Club. Yeah, that's right. And let's I don't know, did you watch any of it was the Poker Stars 2025 Irish Poker Open. Poker News was there doing live updates. So I watched the final table on the stream. Kinda, I know you tuned into some streams. Did you watch any of this?
I watched a little of it, but like I like to watch those, I like to watch those live like late at night, and they were on like early in the morning. So like I didn't catch much of it. I saw a little bit of it. I saw TJ Reed bust. That's pretty much all I saw. Sorry, TJ.
Yeah, he had a nice run finishing in 11th place in the main event, which I'll recap. But before that, there was the Irish Poker Open Super High Roller, and Irishman Robbie Tone took that one down for 163,000 euros. And then in the main event that we were just referencing, 4,562 runners. Absolute massive field for the 1,150 euro buy-in tournament was won by hometown hero Simon Wilson, taking that down for 600,000 euro. He also finished fifth in the aforementioned high roller for 42,000 euros. So a nice week there for the young Irishman, Simon Wilson. And it was good. It was, look, I've been all over the world for poker. I've been to some of the biggest events, but I've never been to the Irish Poker Open. And I dare say it is at the top of my list to go. A lot of people from the U.S. went over there. Mo Nuara, formerly of Poker News, went over there to play. Josh Reichard was over there, kind of. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. I did know Josh was there. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe this is like, if you're watching and you're associated with the Irish Poker Open and you would love to have, a podcast there.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready. Kyna, Mike, you guys ready to go over to Ireland?
Poker News goes to Ireland.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not any other podcasts nearby in Ireland that they I think that's it.
No good ones.
They'd want to fly us out for sure.
No podcast.
That makes sense to me.
Do you do the accent? Should we do the accent?
How do I do an Irish accent? Let me think about that for a second. No, every time I think about it, it's just Australian in my head for some reason. I can't help it.
We're so good at Australian accents, though, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
When you guys did the Australian accent, we had a Australian poker podcast. They reached out to us.
Really?
Because they heard that. Yeah, that's a true story.
Oh, that's funny.
And that's not the end.
Just you could, if you did an Irish accent, maybe some Irish people would reach out to us, and we're going worldwide.
But what Irish people do a podcast? I can't think of any. I was like being ironic and like funny the whole time. The whole time we were being funny and ironic, I thought.
You bluffed me.
All right. Well, let me give a shout out to a new vlog that I recently discovered by J.W. Wilder, and hit him up and said, you know what? We got a little segment where we like to profile vloggers and their initiatives. So without further ado, here's the latest edition of New Vlogs on the Block.
We got the new poker vlogs, fresh and new just for you, not made renewed.
Hi, I'm JW, and welcome to Parody Poker. First of all, just to introduce myself, my name is JW Wilder. I'm a mid to low stakes poker player. I've been playing a little over half my life. I've never really been good enough to actually play for a living, but I've always fantasized about making a YouTube channel. I've dabbled in stand-up comedy, content creation. You might recognize me for smoking crack on TikTok. Please don't go look that up. Sure, I'm going to vlog, but this is not going to be too educational. It's going to be more satire than anything, and let's be honest, right now the world needs that. I want to interview poker players about something besides cards. I want to interview non-poker players about cards. I want to take LSD and interview a deck of cards about poker players. Maybe we can get a Ouija board and interview my parents. Maybe we can interview a therapist about why I joke about my dead parents. I want to sleep with fans. I want to sleep with haters. I want to get canceled. I want to put myself in position for cool shit to happen, you know? I'm going to drag all my friends into this. I have a lot of friends in poker. I'm going to drag them into this against their will. And I want you guys to enjoy that with me. I want to do skits. I want to make continuity errors. I want to be a better poker player. I want to be a better father. I want to win a bracelet. I need to get better at editing. I need to learn the YouTube thing, you know, whatever. We're going to do this together, y'all. We're going to learn this stuff together. We're going to have a good fucking time doing it too. Next week, I'm going to Cherokee for 10 days. Then I'm flying out to LA for the Tournament of Champions, and I'm going to vlog all of it. And in the meantime, I'll try to put some shorts out there, try to keep this channel active. Just help me get this thing going, y'all. I look forward to making videos and letting you guys join in on this journey with me. So thank you, like, subscribe, and comment, and blah, 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 blah. But you know what to do.
All right, so there you have it. Check it out on YouTube right now. It is J.W. Wilder's vlog, Parody Poker. I'm looking forward to see what he can produce. Something you're looking forward to, Kyna, is, what is it, Ladies Week, or there's some ladies events coming up?
Ladies.
Yeah. Woohoo. It's like mini Ladies Week. Well, like, you know, there's big Ladies Week in June when all the venues will have their big ladies tournaments. But this is mini Ladies Week. It's Lips, the Lips for the state championship, ladies state championship, I think. So it's at South Point this year. There's a team event on Thursday, and then there's the state championship this weekend. There's a lot of like little fun events and like parties and stuff. So if you're a lady and you like hanging out with lady poker players, come down to South Point some point this week.
Yeah, every time I hear anything about it, it seems like it's fucking a blast. That men aren't allowed to go. Men just roots on around there.
No, we had like some cheerleaders like last year come by. Like we had kind of a rivalry. Like my friends Angela and Jackie had a team, and then against the hot dogs, and like there were people holding signs up, crossing our names off as we busted. It was really fun. And Lupe Soto does such a great job promoting it. She puts in a lot of hard work to make this a really fun event. So thank you to her, and hope to see a lot of you ladies there this week.
And is this where Team Hot Dog originated?
Yes.
This event?
We are the South Point Hot Dogs. We are sponsored by the Hot Dog Cart. Hot dogs are $1.50. You can get up to 3 at a time. And I believe they are open from 1:30 to 2:30. Or I don't know how, they're barely ever open. But like you can, if you go at the right time, you can get a delicious South Point hot dog.
There you go. Well, as I mentioned at the top of the episode, this is number 888 of the Poker News Podcast, which is quite the number, and it only made sense to do some 888 poker content. Too good of a marketing opportunity there. So we're going to do an interview here with Nick Eastwood in just a moment. But before we do, I want to just ask, like, if you guys have any thoughts, memories, experiences with 888 poker, or what comes to your mind when you think 888 poker? Kyna, let me start with you.
I wasn't really around during like the online stuff. So I've never played on the site, but I did play one of the first WSOP events I played was the 888. So you got, I forget, it was $888. It was 8-handed.
Crazy eights.
Yeah. So that's my experience with 888. Hopefully they were some sort of involved.
I love that event. I won my bracelet and all 6 of my rings on their software. So I got to say shout out to them motherfuckers. Good looks setting me up for life, baby. Good looks 888. I appreciate you.
There you go. I think for me, one of my best memories is working the World Series of Poker the year that John Sin won, which was what, 2017? Is that right?
I just looked this up the other day. I think it's 2015.
Sure. No, that was Joe McKeon.
That doesn't sound right.
2015. Win was 2016.
Yeah, 17, I think.
I think it was 17.
Okay.
Could be 18. I don't know.
18. It was 18. It was 18 because, yes, it was.
You sound like...
No, because I remember I was just talking about this because, like, I remember, like, watching the final table. Like, this is when I was really into, like, powerlifting and bodybuilding. And I was watching it on my phone, like, at the gym. And I, like, ended up, like, sitting on the floor for, like, 30 minutes just watching it instead of working out. I, like, remembered that and then I realized afterwards that I went to high school with John Sin. Like, we were in the same grade. We were in the same math class. And I did not put that together until later, many years later.
Oh, yeah.
And I did. I did verify that it indeed was 2018. Scott Blumstein won it in 2017.
Oh, yeah. Scotty B.
So it was 2018. I was working for Poker News, but I happened to have the final table off. So I went to Planet Hollywood. I played in Cash Game. They had the final table streaming on the TV screen, and I proceeded to just get obliterated, losing money. But I just remember watching Johnston on his way to victory because he was sporting an 888 poker patch.
Yeah.
So that is one memory that certainly sticks out in my mind. And same with like when Joe McKeon won. He had his jersey on with an 888 poker patch. And then just like of all the recaps over the years I've done, I just reporting, like I always knew Nicholas Adstedt, who finished third in the main event. Like obviously he's just an online crusher all around, but I just always remember reporting on him on 888 recaps and things like that. So they've been around a very long time. They're a legacy brand within the poker space, and a lot of good people over there, including their ambassadors and stream teamers. And one of them is Nick Eastwood, who is not only streaming his poker action, but he's got a great YouTube channel. In fact, he just put out a video that was talking about the threat right now that poker content creators are facing because of YouTube and their new rules. We get into that in a little bit in the interview. So without further ado, we should probably do our little sign off because we're going to end this with the podcast, right? So Kyna, you're going to be busy at Ladies Week. Mike, what's coming up for you?
I'm going to go play the Win 400 after this with all the boys. We're all going to wear bucket hats and bluff the shit out of each other. It's going to be great. Other than that, I don't know, man.
And then you're going to come be a cheerleader at Ladies Week.
Exactly.
Yes. We'll see you on Thursday.
I will see you guys on Thursday at Ladies Week.
All right. Well, we will have a new episode every Thursday at 8 a.m. throughout the WSOP, plus one on Sundays. We're going to do 2 a week during the 2025 WSOP. One man who is going to be there at least for the main event is Nick Eastwood, as we talk about in this 888 Poker interview. Check it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am with my guest this week. It is the 888 episode of the Poker News Podcast, 888 episodes dating back to 2010. So it is only natural we tied in 888 Poker. So I asked, hey, let's get a guest on that represents 888 Poker. And Nick Eastwood, you've been pretty popular lately in the news. You released a video that we're going to talk about in a minute. But man, thanks for taking the time to chat with us.
No, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Now, for those who might not know, you're our British poker player and a member of the 888 Poker stream team. And I don't know, in my opinion, have become one of the bigger, for lack of a better word, influencers in the poker space, especially on that side of the pond. Can you give the listeners a little bit more about your background and when it is you started with 888?
Yeah, so I've been with 888 now for about nearly approaching 5 years, I guess. And yeah, I was working a regular job and pandemic hit, and I found myself with a lot of spare time. I was wasting a lot of my spare time, and I decided to do something a bit more productive. I've always enjoyed playing poker. I've played ever since I was at university, so was getting a bit frustrated with playing and stuff. So I thought, maybe I'll record myself playing, upload that, and then it was just for me to like hold myself accountable for decisions. People seemed to enjoy it. There was not a lot of poker content going around that time, especially in microstakes cash games, which was what I was focusing on. And it just sort of stuck, and then I just thought maybe I'll give this a go, and it seemed to go okay. So,
and now you have it's a really nice YouTube channel, and I seen in one of your videos that you even said you put a lot of time, effort, your life into it. What has it been like to not only balance playing poker, but to also put so much time and energy into the content side of things?
Yeah, so my focus is always been to prioritize the content. Obviously, do enjoy playing. I like playing, but at the end of the day, my job is to make content, and that's what I really enjoy doing. So yeah, that's always my primary focus. I mean, like you said, yeah, it's been something I put a lot of time into, and yeah, I mean, it's my baby. At the end of the day, it's like where I first started. And it's what got me to where I am today. It's what got me my sponsorship with 888 Poker. And yeah, I'll always be first and foremost a content creator, and then a poker player in so much that it facilitates being able to make more content.
Right. Well, let's talk about that 888 sponsorship a little bit. Now, I've known those guys for a long time. 888 Poker is a legacy brand of sorts within the poker community, been around a very long time. And I know one thing that they do, especially over in Europe, is a lot of great live events. And you've gotten your chance to go to some of those, right? Is there any big memories, of these stops you've gotten to go to for 888 Poker that stick out in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, the live stops are absolutely amazing. Like the 888 Poker is like it's like a team, but it's also like a family. Like we all enjoy being with each other so much. The events are unbelievably well run. In terms of memories of specific ones, like I love the Spanish ones. I don't know why, but Barcelona's coming up in just a month, and that's always, I think it's the first one I went to abroad with the team, which was just like surreal experience. I think this is my fourth one now. Still haven't cashed the main event, so I'd really like to do that. But yeah, it's just like the casino is amazing. It's right on the beach. Like it's just a perfect place to play poker. Like the weather's obviously really good. And like I just really enjoy the vibe of the casino. It's like kind of serene. They've got like back rooms where it's a little bit quieter. Like all you can hear is that shuffle of chips. It's just got that really good feel to it. So I'm really excited to go there and hopefully make a deep run. And I honestly, if anyone hasn't been before, I thoroughly recommend, if you're going to choose one, maybe that one would be the one to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the 888 team, the family, if you will. I work with a lot of the guys behind the scenes, but front facing, you have the ambassadors or the stream teamers like yourself. There's Vivian Saliba, Aaron Baroni, Ian Simpson. What's it like to work alongside that team? And do you get much interaction with the other ambassadors or stream teamers?
Yeah, there's loads of interaction. Like I said, we're like a team, we're like a family. So we spend a lot of time together. We always try to do like a dinner or multiple dinners together when we're in the events. There's no separation between like stream team and ambassadors. It's all just one big team at the end of the day when we go to these things. So it's really good. The only disappointing thing is I've got to watch Ian Simpson win money all the time, and I don't get to win any. So he's been having a really, really hot year. So he won, obviously, he won the Madrid main event. State Live Madrid in January. He also won the UKPL Newcastle in early April. So he's on an absolute tear. It would just be nice to get, even if I could swap with him and just get a piece of the action. Do you know what I mean? But he just doesn't let me. So
yeah, he's definitely been on fire, and a name I keep seeing popping up, even on the 888 client when we do recaps and such throughout some of their series. I want to talk a little bit about this video that you put out recently. YouTube is destroying poker content creators. As somebody who does content as well in the form of this podcast on YouTube, I thought, oh, this is something I should probably watch and be aware of. And it was very informative, but also very concerning. For those who might not have had the opportunity to watch it yet, and I highly recommend you do, can you give us a little breakdown about what it was all about and why you felt compelled to release this video?
Yeah, so in terms of being compelled to release it, obviously this is my livelihood. So I didn't feel like there was a lot of big names in the space like Brad and those guys, Gazzy B, that were making some noise about it on Twitter. And I just thought, yeah, I know my channel's a lot smaller, but I don't want to be the guy that just like complains about it and just and I don't say what I think about it and like introduce what's going on to people, because obviously we know as poker creators and as YouTubers what's going on, but the people that watch the videos every week, they don't maybe understand like the background of like YouTube Studio and how these ad restrictions work and age restrictions. So I just thought it'd be useful, and I felt so useless. I couldn't upload a video because I was feeling like, if I put something up, it's just going to get struck, and I felt like I had to do something. So that's why I did it. But to break it down, I obviously recommend watching the video because it's more in depth than what I could offer now. But effectively, YouTube changed their policy on gambling or gambling content, and therefore have introduced it specifically for poker. Strangely enough, not for betting, which is odd, which is another thing entirely. But for our purposes, poker, to reduce 18+ restrictions on poker videos or those that maybe depict poker or like any tables or just promoting sites, for example, anything like that. That kind of content sporadically and inconsistently getting age restricted. Now, I don't have a problem with that. A lot of people in the industry don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with the fact that my videos aren't made for 18+. Like I'm sure the rest of the poker community and YouTubers would agree that they're not making their content to be viewed by those that are under the age of 18. So in that sense, I agree with the policy. But unfortunately, alongside that age restriction comes ad suitability flags, which are what I'm calling them. And it means that you basically you can make money from YouTube Premium, which is, I estimate to be about 10% of the original, like the total revenue, like ad from pre-roll ads and skippable ads. That's where your majority of your revenue as a YouTuber comes from. And that is not available to you anymore. The other problem that comes with that, obviously making maybe 10% of the revenue is completely unideal. But if it was still getting discovered and seen by people, then I guess you could maybe stomach it and still see it as a vessel for exposure. But unfortunately, alongside that, it's YouTube is all not. I don't know whether it's because it's age restricted. I think it is because basically it means now you have to be logged in order to be able to see it. And I don't know whether the fact that they restrict the ad suitability for it means that they're not showing it to more people. The algorithm favors other videos over that one. But it basically means that even your subscribers aren't seeing it on their homepage. So no one's clicking on these videos. And we know that if a subscriber doesn't click on it, then it thinks that no one wants to click on it. So it won't show it to anyone else either. So you're basically left in a situation where you're getting about at most half the views, and in some cases 10% of the views in other people's cases. And on those 10 to 50% of the views, 10% of the revenue. So it's completely unworkable for uploading poker YouTube content. And I'm really, really hoping that, I mean, that's why I made the video. I'm really hoping that it just sheds some awareness onto it, and hopefully it's not working as they intended it to, because to me, it just seems a little bit out of kilter with what needs to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was going to be my next question is like, is there anything that can be done? Getting exposure on it, of course, is great, but is there anything else that yourself or other content creators or even fans of these channels can do? Like, can they reach out? Should they be contacting anybody? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, YouTube is such a monopoly, like they can kind of do whatever they want in a way, which is unfortunate. But I mean, I guess just like tweeting about it is that the main thing. I've seen YouTube respond to people that even like small channels that and they tag them on Twitter and they respond to them. So, I mean, maybe that's the kind of thing that we need to do. I'm sure after like what's been going on the last week, I'm sure they're aware of it. And there was a situation before with profanity filtering that they reversed after about a week. I had a particular issue with it because I rather flagrant in my language sometimes. But they reversed that. They changed it. They made it so that you couldn't swear in the first 7 seconds. And if there was consistent swearing, that would also add suitability flag your video. Then they saw that it was just restricting way too many videos and they reversed it. So I'm hoping that they look at this and go, oh, okay, well, we really wanted to restrict this at 18 plus, but maybe we don't need to limit the ads. Like, is there really a problem that if people are making money on videos that are designed to just be seen by over the age of 18? Because my videos weren't being seen by those anyway, and a lot of other channels are feeling the same way. If you go to your viewer stats and analytics, it says 0% of the time anyway beforehand. So nothing's actually changed apart from the fact that no one's seeing the videos and no one's getting paid for them. So.
Well, hopefully that will change, because like you said, it could destroy the poker content situation, which wouldn't be good for any of us. Let's shift back real quick to 888 Poker and what is coming up with them. I know you mentioned the 888 Live Barcelona that is coming up. I also know the XL Spring Series. So like the XL Series have been around 888 Poker for, gosh, I don't even know how many years, like a decade or more. I remember recapping these. Will you be playing in that XL Series that's coming up?
Yeah, I always give them a spin. I love the series, obviously, on 888. They've got some really good guarantees. They run them really, really well. And yeah, I mean, I'm again yet to really trouble prize pools that often, but it's always nice to have a little flutter in them, especially when they're like juiced up nicely with the series and stuff. And there's loads and loads of good tournaments on, especially on the Sundays. So I will definitely be flirting with it. But I'm also very excited, obviously, going to Vegas with the team again this year for my 4th year in a row. That's just after the XL, so, and obviously Barcelona. So it all comes thick and fast, and there's like UKPLs as well in the middle. It's great stuff. And we're doing a documentary in Vegas as well with the team, which is what my first time with doing the documentary last year, which is just like it makes the experience even better somehow. So. Yeah,
and I know one thing that 888 does a lot, especially during the WSOP, is the 888 ride, where various poker pros get in a car with David Tuchman and drive around and do an interview of sorts. Have you done the 888 ride yet, or is that maybe on the agenda?
There's no way have you not seen the names that David's had in his car? There's no way I'd make that list. So yeah, he's had like Tom Dwan on there, Jungle, like Maria Ho. Some incredible interviews in that. They're really, really, really well done and super well shot. And I think it's a really cool, like, novel idea. And yeah, I mean, I feel like just way more people should be watching. It's just like such a well put together series, and they get really like some really cool answers out of them. Like Tom Dwan they had on after he played some of those huge pots in that massive $1 million game. And he was just talking through those and stuff. Like, it is really, really interesting stuff. And I'm not sure like that many of these guys are doing interviews at this length anywhere else. So, I mean, yeah, hearing from those in such depth is always obviously really cool.
You mentioned you're going to be at the WSOP for the fourth year in a row.
Yeah.
What will it be like for you there? Do you go? Do you just grind? Do you play some tournaments, cash games, or do you like to do stuff off the field?
Yeah, so the first year I went, I was obviously like super excited, and I booked some extra time with my friends to go there. Other than the main event, I played like cash. I played like 3 tournaments beforehand. I played like Colossus mini main, had a little decent run in the mini main, and then I got to the main event and I was cooked. So last year I decided to just turn up, play the main, like focus on it, because I was also doing a vlog for it for my YouTube channel. Not sure what that will look like this year, obviously, with the situation, but doing a vlog for my channel last year it's a lot of work, because like the breaks on, like, if anyone's ever played it or been a part of it, it's 2 hours and you get a 20-minute break, and the corridors are full. It's all part of the experience. They are massively full, and like I'm running to and from trying to record myself, like my thoughts of the last 2 hours. I barely get time to wee. So it's super intense, and that's why I've decided, like, the last couple of years that I'm only going to come for that, and also doing the documentary with Ace State Poker on the side. It's really awesome to be a part of, like, all the ambassadors, obviously, like documenting their journey. Like it's different to what you're doing for yourself, because like if you're doing yours, you're like, okay, I'll prep myself, I'll wake. Sometimes the guys from the production team just knock on your door in the morning and your hair's like all over the place, and you're like, how do you feel about playing today? I was like, not good, man. Like, I don't know. So it's really, really exciting, and it's so cool to be part of. And then obviously, like when I bust last year, I mean, it was coming because I was bleeding quite a lot. But when I bust last year, it's like the sharks circling, like the cameras are there, like they just know that you've not got a lot of chips left. And I mean, obviously, I'm thrilled to be playing, so it's absolutely awesome. But it just really captures, because I think with maybe people playing the main and on their own channels and vlogging for their own channels, they're not maybe necessarily willing, even if they do get to it soon, they're not willing to put that camera in their face right away. But like I didn't have a cut at all. Like I bust and the camera was in my face, and I was like, yeah, that's not the best feeling in the world, but like it's really good, because it's like, I think maybe the only real, true, full documentation of a poker player's like journey at the main event, because it's everything from when you get up to at the end of the day, and to your busting, and like how you're feeling after a big hand and stuff. So we did one last year, which if you haven't checked out, you should definitely do. But this year's one, I'm hoping to go deeper and maybe make it a bit more interesting for everybody.
Well, I will wish you luck. I will see you out there. And for anybody listening or watching, poker fans that want to keep atop of you, whether it be social media or on YouTube, what's the best way for them to do that?
The best way for sure would be YouTube. I mean, hopefully we can sort all that out and I can get back to my normal schedule soon. But yeah, that's Nick Eastwood or Easty22 on YouTube and Twitch, and Instagram, Easty22 Poker. That's where I do all my updates for like any trips, like Barcelona and Vegas that I'll be going on very shortly. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, Nick Eastwood, 888 Poker Stream Team member, I appreciate you joining us for episode 888 of the Poker News Podcast, and we will see you in Vegas.
Thank you so much for having me. See you there.